Hey guys, Mars with the Gravity Project here, and this video is going to be on games that I intend on playing in the near future. So, many of you have been asking me if I intended on playing Terra and, Destiny and so many of the other games that are supposed to be coming this year. And the answer is a simple yes. Generally, my interests lie within, MMOs and MMORPGs, action RPGs, all those kinds of games. And I tend to give them all a shot regardless of whether they look super interesting to me or not, because every now and then a game surprises you and it's actually just way better than you ever expected it to be. And, vice versa. Sometimes you get a game that is garbage compared to what it looked like it would initially have been. So, as far as Terra goes, I definitely intend on giving it a shot. I feel like, just like Neverwinter, Skyforge, all the games that didn't do super amazingly on PC, it could be hit or miss, who knows, but like I said, I definitely intend on giving it a shot. There's a ton of classes. If you go over to their website, you can kind of see class overviews of all the classes, what you could expect when you're playing that class, kind of what they specialize in, and, all the things that they're good for. So that's actually a really cool thing to check out if you were interested in Terra, and even if you're not interested in Terra, but you kind of want to learn more about it just to see how it's all going to happen, then that is a good place to check out. So, yeah, I'm not sure what to expect from Terra, but I think, it'll be worth a shot. So after that, not technically in chronological order of release, but a lot of people ask me if I intended on playing Destiny 2. And I have a kind of interesting relationship with Destiny. I hated it year one. I did not like it at all. A lot of people were like super fanboys before it even came out, and they really, really defended it. And then the media took it one way, and they said, Destiny Year One wasn't so great. And then all the people who really liked it magically were like, oh yeah, it could have been better. And I think that like really bothered me because they would argue you to the ground, saying it was like the best game ever, and it was it was fun, but it was mediocre. Like, so that was year one, but year two came around, and I actually really, really, really liked Destiny. Taken King's Fall was an amazing raid. All of that kind of really worked for me, and so hopefully, they can take, the heavily mechanically based stuff that they had in year two and three, and kind of bring it to Destiny 2, but have much, much more content than they did year one, because year one was, or not year one, but just all of Destiny 1 in general was super lacking in content. So that's that. Like I said, all I want is more content. I love Destiny's gameplay, and if I can get that, then I will be happy and I'll play for a long time. Last but not least, I wanted to talk about this one, last and the longest, because it is the closest. Marvel Heroes Omega technically comes out today. It is April 21st, and the closed beta is releasing today. So there's multiple Founders Packs, and I'm sure they'll be in, different price increments, just like they were for Skyforge. But I'm assuming that none of them will be too outrageous, considering that all of the progress made in the beta will be wiped at the end of the beta. So this is kind of a good thing in terms of player balance. I think Skyforge probably could have benefited from that. We have a huge disparity in abilities and what can be done between players just because they didn't do that. So you get what you'd expect. You get to play early, so you have some enhanced experience. You kind of know the ropes by that point, and then you get some costumes, some additional styles, stuff like that that the free-to-play players won't get. So cool little accessories, all that. But really, what you're paying for is the knowledge to get ahead early. So that's that. Initially, this game looked kind of corny to me. Like, it looked like Marvel Ultimate Avengers, which was a game I loved as a child. I loved that game to death. Like, I played it so much. The thing is, I don't know. I think I was really stuck on the DCUO route of being able to create your own character that could then exist within the universe of the superheroes as its own entity. I really liked that idea that DCUO brought to the table, and I kind of wish that Marvel would have done that. But the more and more I look at the game, and the more and more I kind of read up on it and learn about it, the more excited I get and the more accepting I am of it. I really actually I have nothing against the Marvel universe. I love Marvel characters. I'm way more of a Marvel fan than I ever was a DC fan. So this is actually, something I've been waiting for. And when it came out for PC, I was interested in it, but like I said, I didn't like the aspect of not being able to create my own character. I was really stuck on the DCO side of things, of having my own character exist in that universe, and so I never gave it a shot. But now that it's coming to PS4, and it's kind of in my realm of expertise, console controller, I feel as if I definitely should give it a shot. And I'm actually really excited to see what it can bring, because giving, Marvel Ultimate Alliance even heavier MMO aspects, more than just upgrading some powers and stuff like that, giving it gear and passive stats, all that kind of stuff, it really changes the way that the game plays, and it makes it just so much more interesting. So I'm sure you can have multiple characters and all these kinds of builds. You have so many powers that you can change loadouts and things like that, and that actually really excites me. There's some super cool aspects of the game, like you can do a co-op, like a same console co-op, like let's say you had a sibling or something that wanted to play with you. You could play on the same screen together, do missions online together, whatever, with other friends. But then even more than that, they kind of incorporated things that had always made co-op unappealing, and they catered to those needs, which was really cool. So let's say you had a sibling or something, and your parent calls them and they have to step away from the game. If you continue to move on with the rest of the group that you're playing online with, your sibling will just teleport to you and follow you, kind of like a bot. So they'll just trail behind you until they come back. I think that's really cool. One of the most excruciating aspects of any same screen gameplay was not being able to move anywhere when somebody went AFK. Super painful stuff. So like I said, they incorporated a lot, they catered to a lot of the needs. I'm actually super interested, so I intend on covering a lot of this, and I will probably be playing all day tomorrow. So hopefully, if you weren't already interested in these games, that I interested you somewhat. Hopefully you guys watch and like all that stuff. But for now, guys, I'm Mars with the Gravity Project. Like, comment, rate, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.